Forgot to hit record. There we go. Uh, a lot of times you just need that business plan for your own internal purposes. It's you need to uh, outline what your core values are, create a 5-year plan, et cetera, whatever it is. But a lot of times you might need it to get investors, get bankers, that type of thing, those people on board. And so you're going to need a business plan to outline your business. And that's exactly what the business plan is. There's a lot of things that I'm going to talk about today that we have already covered. Culture, core values, mission statement, financials, growth plans, marketing strategies, et cetera. Like that, that's all in your business plan. Like I should be able to pick up anybody's business plan, know who you are, what you do, why you do it, and why I should spend my money with you. Ultimately, that's what a business plan is. So the why of the business plan for new businesses, it's just, you need one to keep yourself on track. So you put everything down on paper. It's a lot easier to view what you do. If you have it all on paper, you can scratch stuff off, you can rewrite it, whatever it is. A business plan isn't set in stone, so you can change it as you go, as you figure out what it is that you sell, why you're selling it, who you are as a business, that type of stuff. And you're going to build an idea of what you are and why you're going to be successful. And why you differentiate yourself from the competition. So we'll get into competition in a bit, but Julie was talking to somebody earlier this week about somebody who wants to open up a wig shop. And coming from somebody who doesn't have any hair, I don't understand why anybody would want to have a wig shop, but she has a business, an idea of value. She adds value, and that's what she needs to put into that business, is the value that she adds. It's not so much like I understand what a wig is, but I need to know why that adds value. So, what is it about her business that makes her different from the competition? If you're looking for investors, you're definitely going to need a business plan. It's a great idea to have one if you don't need investors at the moment, because you don't want to at the last minute have to, pull something together at, midnight on a Tuesday night just to share to the banker in the morning. So it's good to have one just in general, and you can tweak it as necessary. And most importantly, it's great for setting goals. So if you need to share it, great. But if you have to share it, what you want to do is you want to sell yourself. So it's not about like, I can do X, Y, and Z, or, whatever my business is. You're really just selling yourself. So the example that we always use, and the one that I love to use, especially talking to a friend of mine who's a banker, he talks about giving loans out to small businesses. And if you're a restaurant, or if you're a nuclear engineer, whatever it is, that makes sense. Those are things that are going to exist in the future. They exist now. That's fine. If you own a typewriter repair company, people aren't really going to be that interested in investing in you, because typewriters are going out of style. So, if they haven't already gone out of style, they are out of style. There's a chance that some people might need that business, but you shouldn't put your entire business plan around repairing typewriters. Maybe, you can expand, and that's just part of what you offer. But again, it's not the bulk of your business. Getting into the business plan, again, the first couple of pages should just be about your company, and the rest is going to be all about yourself and your team, your partners, etc. So you're going to spend 3 to 5 pages, 5 tops, explaining what it is that you do. I am this business. This is what we do. This is what we sell. This is where we sell it, et cetera, et cetera. After that, for most investors, especially if you're sharing this with investors, they're not going to give a crap about anything else. They want to know who you are. Why should I invest in you? Your business is about you, And this is the business plan is all about that. Why should I invest in you? So that's what we're going to get into. And you can be a lot of things, like it's your culture, it's your core values. You know, there's a lot of things that go into that, but I want to be comfortable investing in you, not your business. So if you're a restaurant, if you sell insurance, if you're an accountant, whatever it is, like I understand that. I want to make sure that if I'm going to give you money, I'm comfortable, I'm going to get that money back. So, for the business plan, it doesn't need to be that formal, and it doesn't need to be for everybody. Like I said, it's just like a basic level of guidelines for where you're going. So if you know who you're giving it to, if it's just for yourself, it's internal, that's fine. It could be on the back of a napkin, whatever it is. If you're giving it to a banker, you might need to, have it more detailed, whatever it is. It depends on who your audience is, but it's all of this is just guidelines for you to be successful. So what it is that you do, why you do it, who you are, and how you're going to get there. If you're sharing this with people, so a business plan is something that everybody needs to have. Every business needs to have. So if you've been in business for a week, 10 years, whatever it is, you need one. You're going to need to review it at different times. So if you're starting a business, you definitely need one where, again, for all of those reasons, to guide you on your way to becoming successful. If you've been in business for years, it's something that you visit every, 12 months, 18 months, 24 months, whatever it is. You don't really need to go back and check the entire business plan. You want to look at like your core values, your culture, your financials, your growth strategies, that type of stuff. But the idea is that you've created something that's just going to guide you to where you want to be. So you might find yourself 5 years from now, 10 years from now, whatever it is, in a completely different direction, completely different industry than what you thought you were going to be in. And that's fine, but make sure that you've gone back to your business plan and you're true to who you are. And if you're in business for making money, that's fine. If you're in business because you want to change the world, also fine. Make sure that what you're doing matches what you're actually selling right now. We're going to get into what's in the business plan, and this can be you can get as detailed as you want. A lot of what we've covered, over the past 9 weeks is going to go in here. So what you're hearing might be repetitive, but that's fine. Because you probably need to hear it again, because there's a good chance you didn't go back and look at those videos that we had from weeks 1 through 9. So first of all, why are you creating the business plan? Who are you creating it for? Those are the two answers that you need before you even start. You need to know who your audience is. Can it be something that you're going to share with your team? Is this internal? Does this go to investors? Is this a part of your operating, your management team, whatever it is? You need to know who's going to read this and why they're going to read it. And here's going to be a fun word that you've heard multiple times: transparency. You want to be open about why you're in business. We are at that point in, time and business, whatever, where people they want to feel your business. Even if you're selling the most mundane piece of whatever, you want to connect. So that transparency is there. And the voice of the business plan really should be in your own voice. So if you're not good at formal writing, formal talking, financials, whatever it is, that's fine. Make it in your voice. If I'm going to read this business plan and I'm going to invest in your business, I want to know who you are. And that's it's your resume for your business. And so the next thing that you want to talk about is, are you already in business? If you are, great. How long have you been in business? If you haven't started your business yet, when are you expecting to open? And what manner are you expecting to open? Are you going to be online only? Do you have a brick and mortar? Do you have, a lease? Whatever it is, just be as detailed as you can here. If you're a new business, and if you're an existing business, again, just be detailed. Just, I've been in business this many years. I'm at this location, et cetera, et cetera. If you're a new business, you want to be realistic with your opening strategy. So I want to open this year is great. I want to open on July 1st is more specific. I want to open on July 1st because I've got this, and this in place to be open on July 1st, even better. So again, that depends on your audience and who you are, who's going to read it. If you've already been in business, just a couple of sentences is all you really need to give like the brief history. I've been open on this date. I have this many employees. This is my, basic information, revenue, et cetera. You just want to have those like that basic information that anybody who's reading it, they can understand what you're trying to get across to them. Next thing, and this is probably one of the most important things outside of selling yourself, is giving a brief description of your business. A lot of business plans, for whatever reason, they don't describe what they do. They say, I own a service, I sell a product, whatever it is. That's not that specific. You want to say, I do this in this market. I need to, there should be no question to the reader as to what it is that you do or what you sell. So unless you're doing something really new or groundbreaking, you don't need to get that specific. Like if you want to open a restaurant or start a web development company, we all know what those are. If you give that to somebody, easy. I know what a restaurant is. I know what a web development company is. But if I have any kind of doubt, and if you have a doubt when you're writing it, just get more descriptive. You don't want confusion, but you don't want to distract from what it is. Just use your own personal judgment, and remember who your audience is. So again, if you have some sort of like crazy new program, application, web device, whatever it is, I, as an investor who doesn't really understand technology that much, might need you to explain it much more. But if you're pitching that same, program, application, whatever it is, to some nerd in Silicon Valley, you can cut it short. Be like, this does X, Y, and Z, and there's an algorithm and whatever it is, and they'll understand it. That's fine. And, here's your check. Just kind of as an example. So most of y'all know that I spent a lot of my time in restaurants, and I moved to Savannah, Georgia in 2009. Yeah, 2009. Just wanted to move down there. Wanted to just kind of put some roots down and whatnot. And prior to that, I had worked in every restaurant job possible. I had washed dishes. I had waited tables. I had worked security. I managed. Like, I knew restaurants inside and out. And as I was walking up and down River Street trying to find jobs because I was broke, I just walked into multiple restaurants, and I just walk in. What do you need? And I need a waiter. I need a door guy. I need a cook, whatever it was. And I would just reach into my backpack, pull out the resume that they wanted to read, the job that I wanted to get. And they're like, I can cook. I can, I can watch the door, whatever it was. So that's just kind of like a good example of knowing who your audience was. Like one of the best jobs that I got, this woman hired me, and she's like, how do I know that you're not just like a serial killer? And I'm like, well, you don't, but check out my resume. And she's like, can I call these people? I'm like, you sure can. I don't know. Weird story, but just remember who your audience is. That's the point of that. Let's get back into the things that need to be in your business plan. So your mission statement, first and foremost, Mission statement should be 1 to 2 sentences long, depending on who you're talking to. It should be basically an incomplete sentence. You're giving them a phrase. This is why you're in business, um, and you're describing the business in a way that's short and to the point. But you're not really selling yourself here. It shouldn't be a surprise. It's boring. It's just an example of what you do. So here are a couple of examples. The Alzheimer's Alliance, a world without Alzheimer's disease. It's really boring, but it proves a point. That's what they're working towards. The original Microsoft mission statement was a computer on every desk and in every home. Again, super boring, but there's no confusion as to what they do. Facebook, connect with your friends and the world around you on Facebook. Also just as boring, and they use their own name in their mission statement. I suggest you don't do that, but it again proves the point. And IKEA as an example, to create a better everyday life for the many people. So IKEA just wants to help everybody, and that's great. Again, mission statement, straight and to the point. Nothing sexy or exciting about that. The vision statement, though, and we're going to get in that, and your value proposition. These are going to be a little more inspirational, and they describe what the business is. So the difference between the mission statement and that of your vision statement is that the mission statement describes the purpose of the business, describes how. The vision statement describes why. So it's the motivation. It's why do I want to shop with you? Why do I want to hire you? Whatever it is. These are the things that you see painted on walls in trendy offices, probably hired like somebody to do graffiti, whatever it is. And the mission statement, like I said, super boring, straight to the point. That's great. This is something that you can use in your marketing. So you can change this as often as you need to approach like what your business does. So if you're selling a certain product or service, that's great. In 6 months, you could change that. Change your vision statement. That's fine. Like you want to reach the people in the way that your business, reaches people. So let's get like some examples here. So we have Patagonia, the outdoors, jackets, backpacks, that type of stuff. Build the best product, cause no unnecessary harm, use business to inspire and implement solutions to the environmental crisis. A lot of words, but it hits home. Disney, super simple, to make people happy. Ford, people working together as a lean global enterprise to make people's lives better through the automotive and mobility leadership. And my personal favorite, so this is Honda from 1970, their vision statement in 1970, we will destroy Yamaha. I love that one. It's timely. They, in 1970, it made sense. It doesn't make sense in 2021. And it's to the point. I know that if I buy Honda, I'm going to help destroy Yamaha. Next one we're going to get into is the value proposition. So this is why should I buy from you? Like this is you really selling your product, your service, whatever it is. And you can get like more involved and detailed if necessary, but it can be short and sweet. It really depends on your audience again. So that goes back to the whole point of the business plan. Why are you writing it? So we've talked about value propositions before. I'm going to give you a couple of examples. Shopify, for example, build your business. You've got the will, we've got the way. Basically, that says to me that all you need to do is sign up and Shopify is going to do the rest. We've worked with Shopify. We have a couple of our clients who use Shopify. It is pretty straightforward. So all you have to do is sign up and there you go. Emotion is a really good tool to use here. So another example, Charity Water is a website, and that's what they do. They're all about fresh water for, third world countries, that type of stuff. And they just show a kid with like a running hose, clean water. We all have that. We all can connect. That's great. Everybody has water. We understand what water is. And you can think back to the days of your youth where you're like, oh yeah, I was drinking from a water and spraying it on people, whatever it was. MailChimp, another good example for a value prop is you're ready to grow. Now what? Straightforward. So I'm a guy, I like the solution. And some people are looking just for that, like that ear, that person to talk to, whatever it was. The MailChimp one I really like because it provides emotion and solution. So like I'm not only a person who you can talk to, but I'm here to help you solve problems. So I really like that one with the value prop is you're ready to grow. Now what? Get you talking, get you thinking. That's what a value prop should do. Moving into the next subject, we've got core values. So 3 to 5 that hit home for your business. This is really about you, especially if you're a solopreneur. You've got a small team, whatever it is, like your business is you, and you don't want to sell something that you aren't. So it's like making sure that your core values are a part of your actual core because your business is you, is something that you really need to think about. So I'm going to talk about our core values. So SB Pace's core values, we've got 3 of them. We build relationships. We are emotionally invested in our clients. We don't sell services our clients don't need. We maximize client value. That's number 1. Number 2, we have fun and we work hard. Work-life balance matters to us. It should for our clients as well. And then number 3, we take accountability seriously. We do what we say we're going to do, and we hold our clients to that same standard. So that's what our core values are. And your core values can be literally anything. They just need to make sure you just need to make sure that that they're true to you. Like if you aren't a serious person, don't have a serious core value. Don't try and be somebody who you aren't. Your business shouldn't be, something who you aren't as well. And again, this is something that trendy offices probably paint on their walls. So, if you share these with your clients, if you put them on your website, whatever it is, great, because people know exactly who it is, who they're getting, who they're hiring, who they're getting business with. And you want to consider these with almost every decision that you make. So this is really, we've talked about the culture before, but this is the only point in this document, the only point where you're at this point have written down what your culture is. So your core values define your culture, your mission statement, your value prop, like all of these things really define what your culture is. And to this point, like I should be emotionally connected to you. Like I should read your document, your business plan, and you could be selling the most boring thing on the planet. I want to be involved with it. And that's where we are at this point in your business plan. Then we get into a little more boring stuff, but that's going to be the ownership and management structure. Before anybody gets in bed with you, they are obviously going to want to know who else is going to be in bed with you. So who the investors are, who's managers, who makes decisions. Like if I'm going to give you money, who else am I going to have to deal with outside of you in order to get things done? Like is there going to be a series of signatures that are needed? If I don't like the direction of the way the business is going, can I change that? Do I have a say? Who has a say? Like all of that needs to be defined ahead of time. And especially if you're sending this to an investor or a potential partner, they're going to want to know who the ownership and management is, and they want to look at all the agreements for that. At this point, it's a great time to talk to a good lawyer. We know one, Rocco Koza. He was in week 1. His contact info is out there. When it comes to business agreements, ownership agreements, that type of stuff, don't skimp on that. Like you can spend a couple $100 now and save yourself tens of thousands of dollars later if something goes sideways. So like don't skimp on that. Most investors are only going to really care if there's any kind of like managing percentage. So for instance, if you're going to go to a bank, get an SBA loan, anybody who's over 20%, they care about. Under 20% ownership, they don't really care. They might. It really depends on the situation, but just be prepared and let your investors know to be prepared that they might have to share financial information. They might have to disclose where they got money from. If you're getting an SBA loan and you transferred money into your account, let's say you've got some offshore account where you've got cryptocurrencies and you've got tens of thousands of dollars, and that's great and it's all legal and 100% legit, and you transfer it into your business account. Within 60 days the bank's going to want to know why that money is there and where it came from. And again, could be 100% legitimate, or you could be dealing drugs on the side. Doesn't matter to us, doesn't matter to you. The bank, though, they'll care where that money came from. And overall, it's just good to have all of the details of your business, ownership, management, etc., hammered out prior to signing. So back to what Rocco was talking about in week one, he had a client who they didn't have an ownership agreement. They had something that they kind of, they got from the internet or whatever it was, and something that would have cost them like $700 up front ended up costing them like $12,000 on the back end because they didn't do it right the first time. So just get it all worked out ahead of time. And that's a big part of the business plan and just what people, will want to see if they are investing in your business. The next part, and this is probably the most important part after you describe what it is that you do, why you do it, who you are, etc., you are selling yourself. The business plan is really just you selling yourself. I know that you have a product that is legitimate. It's a viable business. You have partners. I understand who you are. I feel comfortable selling to you, loaning you money, whatever it is. But now I want to know what it is that you do. So the next part is just going to be you selling yourself. So it's a giant sales pitch at this point. I want to make sure as an investor that I know that from now on, like anything that I'm reading is worth my time. Again, I know everything that it is, what you do. Now I get to know who you are and why you're capable of paying me back the money that I'm going to lend you. So if you are, let's say, for me, like I've been in the restaurant industry forever, and I can go to a bank and talk to them about restaurants left and right. I can talk to investors left and right. And that's the big thing. Like for me, if I were to create a business plan for a restaurant, is I want to open up a restaurant. It doesn't even matter what type of restaurant, but if somebody's going to invest in me, they're going to look at my history. I've managed, I've owned, I've done all of these things. Those are the things that they want to know. They want to know that I know restaurants. If you're going to open up a whatever it is, if you're going to start a service, if you're going to sell a product, that's great. I want to make sure that you know what it is that you're doing. This is where you can get a little bit creative and, use a little, I don't know the word I'm looking for, but like when you're writing your resume, writing this part, don't be afraid to just kind of beef it up a little bit. You can, we've all given resumes to employers. We've all applied for jobs. Just make yourself a little more appealing in this respect where, you've done this. If you worked a particular job, even if you were just like a end user hourly employee, you could have been in charge of a team. You were overseeing things. Like the adjectives work well in here. You want to sell yourself. So, get creative, and don't be afraid to just go overboard in selling yourself. Like, if you're confident in what you do, then you shouldn't be afraid to, just get, like I said, creative with this. Primarily the like, if you're giving this to somebody like investors, a bank, whoever it is, this is where they're probably going to stop reading. We're looking at like page 5. I've created multiple business plans throughout my time. They've been, just a handful of pages long. They've been like 30 pages long. This is the point where people stop reading. If they're like, this is where they make the decision. If you've ever interviewed anybody, and I have, and I know that most of y'all have as well, within like the first 5 minutes of that interview whether or not you're going to hire that person. And it's kind of crappy, especially like if you give somebody like a full 30-60 minutes, and you already know within 5 minutes that you're not going to hire them. But I mean, this is what it is. Like, within 5 minutes of reading your business plan, they're going to know whether or not they actually want to continue. So that's why selling yourself is extremely important. Moving on to the next stuff. So this is all the additional info. Like, if I'm interested in investing in your company, these are the things that I'm going to want to see. But these are the things that you should also just have detailed out, because it's important for you as a business owner to know these things. So the first thing, your SWOT analysis. Again, something we've already covered. Go back to week 1 if you want to learn a little bit more about this, but it's just your strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. We've got a little bit more about that in week 9. And so go back and watch those videos. I'm not going to get into it that much beyond, you should have a SWOT. And it's this is one place where it's good to show that you've identified everything that could impact your business, pros or cons. So none of us are perfect, and nothing that you're going to do is going to be 100% perfect. So you want to make sure that you're identifying that I'm great at this, I suck at this, plain and simple. Transparency. We're using that word again. Secret sauce, throw that in there. So it's another throwback to an earlier week. I think that was in week 1 as well. You want to know why people are going to choose you versus your competitor. It's a little different from your core values, your mission statement, or your vision, your value proposition, whatever it is. It could be tied to it, but it's different. So it's why am I going to buy from you? And again, like, your secret sauce is kind of that underlying thing. So let's say it's customer service. Right now, my value prop is I connect emotionally with everybody through social media. What if social media goes away tomorrow? We all hope that it does, at least I do. But the secret sauce is that connection, that customer service. So it's that underlying reason why people want to come back to your business for whatever reason it is. Financials. This is going to be a very important part depending upon your audience again. So if you are just doing this internally, if you've been in business, whatever, you want to create goals. You want to know what your current financial status is and where you could be in 3, 5, 7 years, whatever it is. If you are a brand new business, you definitely need to have projected financials. There is an accountant on this, a part of this academy who you could call Sean. He can help you with that. I can help you with that. Financials are like, it's critical. Like, you need to be realistic in why you can be successful. Because again, if I'm an investor, if I'm a bank, whoever it is, the only reason I'm going to lend you money is because I want to make money. I don't care who you are. Like, we're not friends. Like, it's all about me making money. So you need to be able to show that you can make money, or at least break even if possible. You have to be viable. So having those 3 sheets, the statement of cash flows, your balance sheet, and your profit and loss, your income statement, very, very critical for those 5 years. So you need your year 0 all the way through year 5. it's not that complicated, and it's not as I don't know. It's not as challenging as you might think it is. You just need real assumptions. You need to be able to prove them. Again, that goes back to week 3. Like, I think that I can make this much money. I can sell this many of this product or this service, whatever it is. But you need to be able to back them up. That's it. Plain and simple. I'm not going to talk any more about financials because I know how much we all love that. Next on the list is going to be growth strategy. So this is really going to depend, again, on your audience. If you are talking to a bank or just like, a rich uncle, whoever it is, then they're looking for that 3% return. Nothing exciting. Don't be exciting when it comes to your growth strategy. I have a business. I'm going to be able to pay my debts and I can make 10% profitability, whatever it is. Super boring. That's all they want. They want to know that they're going to get their money back. But let's say you're talking to an angel investor, some sort of VC person, whoever it is that's more aggressive. This is where you might want to get creative. I want not one business. I want 10 businesses. I want to be in 18 markets in 3 years, whatever it is. Get that done ahead of time. But you want to make sure that you're realistic. That's the most important part about that, is that you don't want to try and sell that you're going to be in, a worldwide market and you can't get out your back door. So be realistic, set real goals, set your stretch goals. And we've actually got something out there that you can check out on financial awareness and just building like a solid foundation. Just head on over to our website if you want to check that out for goal setting, etc. But regardless, you want to know where you're going to be in 3 years, 5 years, 20 years, whatever it is. If you're starting a business when you're 65, you might only want to be in business for 5 years. You might want to sell out in less than 5. You've got a product that you can sell to whoever it is. Be realistic, be upfront. Nobody wants to get into business and have surprises with you, surprises about it later. So, again, know who you're pitching it to and kind of tailor the business strategy to hit that. Target market. So we're going to kind of get into a couple of things that, now, like if I'm an investor, and I'm still reading at this point, you really need to sell to me. Why? If I haven't made a decision now, I need to know who you're who you're competing against. So we're going to talk about your target market, who you're selling to. I might want to know why it's viable. I understand that you're selling a product and that makes sense. And to me, the market might be saturated or whatever it is, but sure. I'll keep reading. Let's keep going. Why are customers going to buy from you? So you want to fill out your ideal customer avatar. And you want to be very specific about who it is that you're selling to, because if you're marketing to everyone, you're selling to no one. Well-known, just kind of, I don't know, saying in the marketing business, but you just want to find that one person who you can connect with. And oftentimes it's going to be you. So if you are selling whatever product, service it is, there's a good chance you got into that because you are the person who needs to buy that product. Julie and I got into small business consulting. Granted, we are small businesses, owners, et cetera, but we've both been in small businesses. We come from small business backgrounds, and we knew that there was a void in the market, and that's what we chose to fill. So just be specific about that and understand that you're not gonna be able to sell to everybody, but there are millions of people out there who might be a potential customer if you pick that one person. So go check out that ideal customer avatar worksheet that we have out there. I don't remember what week that's in, but it's out there. Competitive analysis, you want to know everything about your competition. So obviously you want to know about your local or direct competitors. So these are the people down the street, on the internet, whatever it is. But don't forget about looking at like indirect competitors. So an example that I have, you own a bike repair shop and you're on, Main Street, USA, whatever town, and you've got a struggling business and you're trying to figure out what to do better. Go look at other countries. Go look at, the Netherlands. Everybody there rides a bike. Connect with those people. I mean, like you're not going to steal business from them, but you might find somebody out there who's willing to talk to you. Be like, hey, this is what I did. Here's a strategy. Here's, a vendor, whatever it is. So you have the option to learn some marketing strategies and grow your business and make connections that you wouldn't otherwise have made. You can do the same on social media. So like Facebook, you can join the bike repair shops of the world. I don't even know how Facebook works, but I'm sure there's a group out there for that. And you can get ahead of trends. So the back to environmental scanning, which was a couple weeks ago, you wanted to be on the cutting edge, and that's the easiest way, is just knowing who you are, who you're competing against, and what you do. So look out there and define what separates you from your competition. So this goes back to secret sauce, core values, your mission statement, all of that. And it's defining why, like if I own a bike, why am I going to go to you to get it repaired versus, the place down the street? And a part of this is going to be some internal analysis. Like, why did you start your business? Was there a void in the industry that you wish was filled? Did some business prior to this, did somebody who you purchased from, did they do a bad job selling to you? Did they not deliver what you thought you were going to get? Again, like it's you want to know why you're doing what you're doing, and then why you do it better. It's that simple. As dumb as it sounds, it really is that simple. And then the last part before I hand it off to Julie is metrics. I love Excel. I love measuring stuff. I love calculations, all of that. And this is my favorite part. You want to know where you are and you want to know where you're going. So you can't define where you're going if you don't know where you are now. So measure it. Number of clients, total revenue, total, your audience and your email distribution, whatever it is. Like make sure that you can figure out where you are and then create goals to get where you want to be. It doesn't need to be super crazy. And frankly, it doesn't need to be complicated. Keep it simple. You want to make sure that you can just pull up a report, whatever it is. I mean, there's a ton of resources out there. There's businesses who do this. You don't necessarily need to pay for it, but like you need to be able to go to, let's say, 5 or 6 websites and say, okay, put my credentials in. Here's how many I have of this. Put my credentials in. Here's how many I have of that, whatever it is. And the metrics that you have in your business plan, you want to make sure that they're, again, simple in the sense that people can understand. So revenue is something that we all know. Numbers are easy. Sales, like understanding sales is easy. Number of clients, number of leads, number of downloads. If let's say you're some sort of technology. If you're in an industry that's a little less known, let's say, or less defined, you want to explain what those metrics are. So, if it's important, let's say you're to start mining for whatever reason, you want to know gallons of oil or square miles of, of rock that you've cleared, whatever it is, terabytes of data if you're in the information industry. let's say you're a Pastafarian. How many prayers get sent to the giant spaghetti monster in the sky? Whatever it is, like it's as crazy as it can be. You need a way to measure it, and you need to be able to explain to your audience why you're measuring it and why it's important. So again, revenue makes sense. Total downloads might not make as many sense. If you want to learn more about financials and go through that misery again, apparently you can go back to week 3 and check out those videos. Sean and Marcy, myself, love to talk about financials, so feel free to reach out to us if you have any questions. And with that, the last part about a business plan outside of your resume, which you should attach at the end, and anybody who's involved, is going to be your marketing and sales strategy. And I'm going to pass that on to Julie, because she is the expert there.
Boy, do you ever think there'd be a time where I would be the sales and marketing expert?
Well, it's not me, so by default.
Yeah. So on my view, it's still showing you as the speaker.
1 second.
Okay. While he's fixing that, I know we can't hear everybody, but give it up for Corey. He basically carried this academy the last 2 weeks between the systems and process last week and business plan this week. So for those of you that aren't aware, I was down hard being sick last week. And thank God I have a partner like Corey who can handle all the things when I can't handle any of the things. And I'm still looking at your face.
No, I am still fighting with this thing. Active speaker view. It should be you.
Yeah, it's so weird. I have the view on the speaker view and it's showing you. I don't really know. Can you guys tell me, who do you see talking? Just drop it in the chat. It's you, Jules. It's see Julie. Okay, we're on then. Let's go. And I'm just going to tell you guys one quick thing before I talk about marketing. Well, 2 things. First off, we're going to reiterate, as Corey was talking about the business plan. I know he spent a lot of time focusing or referencing back to when you're talking to investors, but I know also that he mentioned, because he would not have talked about business plan for that long without mentioning this, that the business plan is not just needed for if you're going to get investors. It's a really great way to map out the strategy for your overall business. Regardless if you're looking for investors or not, you need a business plan. And highly recommend that you take a listen to the BizQuick podcast from yesterday, because we actually talked about business plans a little bit. Okay, so now let's talk about sales and marketing with respect to your business plan. So the marketing plan component of your business plan really should cover product, price, promotion, and place, right? So your 4 basic P's of marketing, and you just want to be able to talk about the product and or service, depending on what you're selling, what exactly it is, what is your offer, right? So you want to be really clear about that in your plan, basically what you're selling. And will have woven that throughout, but when you get to the marketing piece of it, it's really important that you're very clear about the product or service that you have. You also want to talk about the pricing strategy. So pricing strategy is something that a lot of small business owners struggle with, especially new small business owners, because there is a tendency to undervalue what we do and want to undercharge, because we enter the marketplace super nervous about if people are really going to pay for what we're offering. So the answer is people are going to pay what you tell them to pay, what you deem the value to be. That's one of the luxuries of being a small business owner. And, I'm looking at the attendees tonight, and I know that at least 4 of the people in here we have had conversations with about what to charge for your services, and kind of walk them through why they could be charging more. I know in most cases people undervalue, and Corey and I are no exception to that. When we launched our business, we had many, many conversations about like, what should we be charging people? And is that too much? And then we encountered or worked with a consultant early on who we purchased some services from. And I can remember her telling us that she was going to give us a discount because she liked us so much, and that her normal price for a 90-day engagement was $20,000, and she gave us a price of $1,500 a month, so $4,500 in total. And when we first started working with her, Corey and I thought, wow, she must really, really like us that she's going to give us that good of a discount. Well, it turns out in that one instance, she really shouldn't have been charging $20,000 because even the $4,500 she wasn't really worth. So figure out your pricing strategy. If you need some guidance on it, you should ask, get some beta testers, so to speak, right? If you're selling a service, people that would want to purchase your service, you match your ideal customer avatar and have them just try out your service for free and ask them what they would pay for it when all is said and done. And make sure that you're kind of doing what I like to refer to as the upfront contract, the upfront sales contract. Even if you're not selling, like if you're going to give somebody your product or service for free and then ask them what they would pay for it, you've got to know that they're willing to give you genuine and true feedback to help you with the price, to position in the marketplace. From a promotion perspective, that really just covers how are you going to promote and market the product that you have. So are you going to be doing advertising, like paid advertising on social media? Are you going to be taking out an ad in the yellow pages? Are you doing door knockers? Like, what is the strategy for what you're doing to promote your product and to get sales? And then finally, it's place. Like, where is your product going to be placed? If it's a product, if it's a service, obviously you're going to be selling that online, and most likely you're going to be doing like virtual Zoom sessions, or maybe it's an online course and you're not even really a participant in it. It's sort of you create the course, you sell it, and then people come to it and buy it. But whatever it is, from a place perspective, you need to be able to speak to how people are going to find you, where they're going to be able to go and purchase and make that buy. You want to also consider doing market analysis when it comes to your business plan. So I think Corey talked earlier about competitive analysis. I might just be making that up, but from a market analysis perspective, like, what is the demand out in the marketplace? Who are the competitors? And how will your product fit into the market, right? So there's a lot of times, like, there's very few things that are truly new and unique when they come out on the market. But if you think about when Uber came out on the market, right? They, were able to market that as a different way to travel versus using like a taxi or renting a car. So it was something that was built on convenience, and you never have to use cash. It's like this cashless travel because you're just doing everything right on your phone. And if you don't want to, you don't even have to talk to people, right? Which, let's face it, sometimes that's the real benefit of Uber. But I'm going to caution you guys, a little side note here. If you're using Uber and you don't talk to your driver, sometimes they give you a 1-star rating, which really, really hurts. So, you got to kind of make sure like what's going on with the driver there that you have, but you need to figure out who your competitors are, how you're going to fit into the marketplace, and how you're going to position that strongly so you come out of the gate with sales, or you can continue to get sales. And that all feeds into the marketing strategy, right? So your marketing strategy is everything from where you're going to market it, how much money you're going to spend on marketing, how frequently you're going to do marketing, whether it be like paid advertisements or you're just posting on social media. Are you, going around knocking on doors? Are you putting door knockers? Are you using this service by the USPS where they will mail out pieces of mailers to particular zip codes for your service, which, by the way, Suzanne, would work really great for you. So let's talk about that later, because that's a great service for you. And then figuring out also, you need a sales plan, right? So sales plan will really include everything from how you're building your pipeline, the process that you're going to use for sales. So Jimmy talked a lot about this last week, and you don't need to have all of the details in there, but you do need to be able to talk about where you're going to find your customers, how you're going to build the pipeline, and how you're going to keep that pipeline full as you convert people into sales. That's and again, as I mentioned at the top, when I first started talking, it's not always for an investor. Like business plans aren't just to get investors, as Corey mentioned, they're also for you to map out the strategy for your business. So we so frequently we see people that are like, I'm already in business, I don't really need a business plan. Honestly, any client we work with, it's the first question we ask. Do you have a business plan? And when they say yes, we're like, when was the last time you updated it? Excuse me. When was the last time you updated it? And like send it to us. We want to see it. And how frequently do you update it? And when they say no, we say, well, that's where we're going to start. Then we're going to create a business plan. So the sales and marketing piece, not the hugest component of your business plan, but certainly a very critical element of your business plan, because it kind of maps out for you how you're going to acquire and keep customers and how you're going to promote your products and or services. And I think that that covers it for me. So Corey, you want to show your face? All right. So I think you have anything else you want to wrap up, or should we move on to some of the other fun and exciting things?
I don't have anything else. Yeah, I mean, business plan it's super important and something that's often overlooked. I feel like we've beaten that horse to death.
We probably have. So, all right, couple of things. Today is kind of a big day for us at SB Pays. First, for many reasons. First reason is that we successfully completed this academy. This has been a lot of fun, very educational. When the email comes out tomorrow with the link to the video and the recap of week 10, there's going to be a link for a survey, and we really would appreciate if you would complete the survey. And if you could complete the survey, it's lengthy, but it will really help us to improve on some of the things that we do. The very tail end of the survey, we ask you for a testimonial for this program. So if you got value out of this program, we would love for you to go ahead and give us a testimonial of what that value was. We ask in the question for you to either put your name or your initials at the end of it. You don't have to. If you're not comfortable, because on the rest of the survey, you didn't really give, I mean, it doesn't matter. If you're not comfortable putting who you are, you don't have to. We have no way of tracking who puts the testimonials in there, but who takes the surveys, but we just really would love to be able to use those testimonials to market our business. And y'all have learned a lot about marketing in this course, so you understand why that's important to us. The other thing is this. Well, there's more than one other thing. We are moving from Kartra, where y'all can access the videos now, to Kajabi, and Kajabi is going to be a much better user experience. So here's how this is going to work. We are going to start selling within the next couple of weeks a replay of Academy. When you joined Academy, if you paid for your membership here, and there are some people that are in here that did not pay, and that's because we wanted a couple of beta testers in here, and we offered to every single presenter the ability to attend for free. Okay. So if you are in Academy and you paid for it, you have lifetime access to the videos. If you are in Academy and you did not pay for it, you have access to the videos for 30 days once they are moved to Kajabi. At the end of that 30 days, your access is gone. However, because you participated in this, we will give you 50% off the replay price, which, Corey, what are we pricing the replay at? $497?
Yeah, so it's gonna be $250, somewhere in there.
So $250 is what you can purchase the replay for if you want ongoing access to the videos. Okay. You just need to let us know and we'll give you a discount code. But if you've watched the videos and you think you've gotten everything out of them, that's completely fine too. But we just want to make sure that everybody understands, unless you paid, you only have 30 more days to really be looking at the videos. Next thing is, if you got value out of this program and you know other small business owners, tell them about it. Tell them about the replay. We would really, really appreciate that. We all know now that businesses really thrive on referrals. We are no different. So we would love that. And now I want to unveil to you, nobody's really seen this yet, Corey. Nobody. We have, well, maybe Nicole, depending on if she did a sneak peek or not, I don't know. Today is one of the other reasons that today is so big for us is because today is the day that our brand new coaching program goes on pre-sale. This program is called, you tell them, Corey?
Foundation 52.
Foundation 52. This program is a 52-week self-service coaching program. So we provide a roadmap. It has videos. We cover, there's over 200 topics covered, guys. There's videos, there's worksheets, there's questions to ask yourself. There's so much great content that's coming in this. It comes with a roadmap for a suggested process to follow for the course. However, you can do it in any order you want.
And this is for startups. If you're already in business, whatever it is, like it's there to help build that foundation.
Yes. And I am going to share with you our video for it. Do I have the ability to?
You should.
To share? Okay, perfect. So I just needed to find it on my screen before I did that. All right, guys, this is, and the video is like a minute long. So here we go. Can everybody see my screen?
Yep. Volume is not there.
You don't have any volume? You can't hear it?
No. It was there for a second, and then it went away.
That's weird. You want to grab it out of the folder and show it from your?
Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
Well, that's fine.
Okay. It's in the
Marketing.
It's in the Foundation 52 folder.
Boosted F52Ts.
Yep, that's it.
All right.
All right, guys, you ready? Let's see if we can get it, if we can hear it on Corey's. That's so weird. It stopped on yours as well. Can't hear it. All right. I don't know what the deal is there.
Why don't we just email it out to everybody?
We will. We'll just email this out to everybody. So this is the deal with the Foundation 52. It goes on pre-sale. This course, this program, this self-service coaching program is probably the thing that I think we're most excited about for small business owners because there's so much information and it's priced to be affordable for small business owners. So literally the course costs $97 a month, but on pre-sale, it's $77 a month. And anybody who attended Academy can get a 10% discount off with, what's the code, Corey?
Academy 10. Academy
10. So we'll send out the video to you guys. Again, this is not a pressure sale. This is like you guys, there are I think every one of you could strongly benefit from the program. Tons of value. And hopefully you saw through the course of the Academy, the value that we bring to the table. And even if it's not something that you want for yourself, if you have friends or family that own small businesses, let them know about the program. And let's do a little Q&A. You can cover any topic, anything. So hopefully you guys have some questions on our final session together. Are you guys going to miss us? That's our first question. Like, what are you all going to do on Wednesday afternoons now?
I'm probably going to take a nap.
Yeah, fair. Me too. Me too.
Any questions at all? Anybody?
Anybody got a question? Anything?
Sean
What is us, man?
Going to miss us But you're not, Sean, because you get to do our taxes soon.
Yes, Sean, you are. Well, we will. Yeah. Oh, do we have another question? No, we don't. Somebody answered it. Okay. Anybody else have a question for us? 10 weeks of information. You guys have had not a lot of questions, which tells me that we've done a stellar job of providing information. Thank you, Nicole. Greatly appreciate that. All right. Anybody? Anything else? This has been a lot of fun, and we really appreciate all of you for tuning in.
Check your emails. We'll have the new links out there, discount code, everything about Foundation 52. Am I forgetting anything?
Yeah. No, I don't think so. No, we got the link to the Academy. Then it'll go to the it'll move to Kajabi, but we'll send that link out once it's moved, because that's not going to happen for probably a week or two. Okay. All right.
Awesome. Thanks, y'all.
Thanks, everybody. Have a great night.